this motherfucker, this society, this kingdom. That's why Jake, the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we're not supposed to be joining the military because it's of the world. Okay, the first advance of Esau's military is the police, but these Jakes, they servants of the world. Okay, those who join the military, the police. But these Jakes, that's why the scriptures say we we will have no king but Caesar ruling over us. Okay, these Jakes that are of the world. Okay, but as that are in his faith, waiting for the Lord, you know, to dramatically bring his kingdom. Those that are in these scriptures. Okay, this is Second Ezra. This is Ezra speaking in Second Ezra 14:8. It says that thou lay up in thy heart the signs that I have shewed, and the dreams that thou hast seen, and the interpretations that thou hast heard. Okay. Now, one of the dreams that he had when you go into the chapter, when you go a chapter back into Second Ezra 13, is when he dreamed of Yahushua coming back in that big fathership that was like a mountain. He thought it was a mountain. It was so big. Okay, now going back to Second Ezra 14 and 9, verse 9. It says, for thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son, and with such as be like thee, until the times be ended. Okay, verse 10. For the world hath lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old. Okay, so what time period is being talked about over here? Okay, this is around 500 years ago. I mean, this is around 500 years before Yahushua came on the scene. Okay, so we're talking about 2,500 years ago. Okay, it's verse 11. It says, for the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of the 10th part, meaning 1,000 years, 1,000 year parts. Okay, it says, well, meaning Ezra was on the scene about 2,500 years ago. Then Yahushua came 500 years later. Okay, so 2,000 years in the future is talking about now. So everything is lining up. Okay, when it says half of the 10th part is gone, it's talking about now. Okay, verse 12. And there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part, because after the 10th you got the 11th and the 12th, right? Okay, now 13, verse 13. Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Okay, it says reprove thy people, and that's what we're doing. You know, Ezra was doing it back then, and we're doing it now. Okay, it says set thine house in order. Okay, the house that's being set in order is the house of David. Okay, so the house of David is being set up, and who's going to be on the throne? David is. Okay, Yahushua is going to be king over David, but David is going to physically be the king on the earth. Okay, so verse 3. I mean, so like back in verse 13, it says, comfort such as be in trouble, man. Comfort such as be in trouble. So the ones that be in trouble are being comforted by these scriptures, man. Okay. It says also renounce corruption. It says and now renounce corruption. Corruption means ripping people off, man. And verse 14, it says, let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. Okay, like how some of these Israelite groups, they don't go out when it's cold. When it's cold outside, okay, the Most High ain't dealing with it because it's not about money, okay? Scriptures say, freely as you have received, freely give, okay? Verse 15, it says, and said, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 15. So like it says, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, okay, and haste thee to flee from these times. Okay, so if you're dealing with depression, if you're depressed, deal with your depression. And we're all depressed, in one way or another, because we're in hell. Because the word depression means oppressed. So we're being oppressed by this devil. Okay? You know, anybody that's saying, like, okay, it says so like, hey, it says, haste thee to flee from these times. So anybody saying, oh, it may be another 40 years before the prophecies come to pass, or our grandchildren might see that, hey, don't walk away from that man. Run away from him. Okay? And I've heard countless grown men say that it may be another lifetime away. And that proves that a lot of these men out here are clueless to what's happening. So when they push out there that the mark of the beast, when they push the mark of the beast out and the chip, most of these niggas out here gonna take it. Okay. The fact that NATO has been doing these war games, Russia has been doing their war games, then you got China and their warships doing certain war games in their waters in other nations. That's prophecy. That's prophecy. Armageddon is coming. And Armageddon ain't gonna come until the mark of the beast comes. Okay? And then Armageddon is gonna come. Okay? So, what should the men of Israel be doing? This is a precept. Sirach 39:1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. Okay, seeking out the wisdom of all the ancient. That's talking about the prophets, man. Talking about Psalms, talking about Proverbs, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, the whole book. And the New Testament and the Old Testament. Okay. So it says he will seek out all the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecy. So the mindset that you're supposed to be in is to be occupied in prophecy. Okay. The elders and apostles of Great Millstone aren't saying, that you can't teach certain laws, and certain things out of the scriptures, but the main thing you're supposed to be really focused on are these prophecies, okay? And these prophecies are not getting ready to come to pass. They're coming to pass right before your eyes right now, okay?